What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Zone podcast. Hope everyone is doing great. Appreciate all you guys checking out the content today. Going to be bringing these podcasts to you when I'm not live on the Hey You Mad podcast with my good friend Bowser. Today, we're going to talk about the beginning of the drama in my streaming world, which was at the very, very beginning of my streaming career. The arch nemesis, I like to call him, MW Mods. Some of you people do know him. Those that are familiar with the No Zone have experienced his level of toxicity, but you don't really know where he came from. Me and this kid, he's Canadian. Me and this kid started playing games, I guess about 3 years ago now. Started out with like PUBG and Rocket League and stuff like that, and we grew pretty close. I actually ended up buying a original Xbox console from him. It's like fully modded with like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, basically all these really cool old consoles, and it's got some Xbox games on it. I think it has like 30 or 40 Xbox games on it as well. So me and this guy, we, know each other's real names. Hell, he knows my address, which makes it a bit of a security issue when you're talking about someone that is this level of toxicity. We started out playing games, and then the games themselves got a little boring. Like, I don't know if anyone in here has ever done a whole lot of PUBG before, but eventually it sort of runs its course, and you look for something a little more exciting. So we started to we started to kill our teammates, and that was sort of our thrill, especially if they would respond back. That's sort of what we were actually looking for. The actual killing your teammates thing really isn't all that fun. It's really more their reaction to it at times that gave us a bit of a chuckle once in a while. He ended up actually getting a permanent ban from the game, and I ended up getting like a 30-day suspension after we had been doing it for a really long time. And the thing was that he was always taking it a bit too far, like, N words, F words, all sorts of just really crazy stuff. Whereas I was always more like, hey, do you have a moment to speak about Jesus or something? Like, I guess we were trolling on two different levels, which came up with an idea for a show we were going to do. He ended up showing me a few things about OBS, and we were going to get into streaming together. We had this idea for a show where I was going to be like an angel persona and he was going to be a demon persona, and we were going to that's what our content was going to be, was basically us trolling, but me being all super sweet about it and him obviously being, a little bit crazier about it. But what happened was, and this was sort of the intro to the drama in streaming for me, was as soon as I made a YouTube channel and I posted any video where he wasn't in it, he would go and dislike it and put bad comments. I mean, whatever. I didn't really care all that much, to be honest with you. I was just doing it for fun. And then when I switched to Twitch, he was he was never really supported me or what I was doing. He would pop in and just and pop into chat and be like, "Yo, let's play this game. Let me play." And that would be basically it. Other than that, he wouldn't really support my content or anything like that. So, the relationship obviously grew a little strained. And it got to the point actually where he banned me from his Discord. He kept saying, he said that I was a fake streamer, that all of my numbers and anything I'd ever done, every sub, every bit, everything was fake, that I was a fake person on camera, and all this stuff, and that's kind of where I cut off the relationship completely. Was where it's like, all right, dude, so you never really gave a fuck about me. You never really gave a fuck about what I was doing. And I was mostly just trying to have fun. If you go back through my early clips on Twitch, you'll actually get to hear his voice a little bit because occasionally he would be gaming with me when I'd be streaming. But as soon as the numbers came, and I mean, I was never really a big streamer to begin with, but I guess having more than 5 viewers, some would consider big numbers. I don't really know. That's what's funny is that I wasn't really in the streaming game for too long before I was introduced to a ton of drama. I'm hoping to do a later episode with the Otter family and we can talk about Bat Gang and what went down with that. But to have my first bit of drama in streaming being someone who I knew and trusted, and obviously, I even one time I was able to purchase a gift card at the Subway near his house because this motherfucker hadn't eaten in several days. And he lives in Canada, so this wasn't exactly an easy feat. Was I called the Subway and was able to buy a gift card for him so he could fucking eat, you know? And then obviously everything that went down, it's gotten to the point now that he pops into, like, if I'm in a Discord, he'll pop in there and say something or whatever. And it'll usually be now more like physical threats, threats of swatting, doxing, all sorts of terrible, horrible things. And this was someone at one point that, I just really trusted. They taught me a lot about OBS, taught me a lot about emulators, and it's just a weird beginning to me for streaming. Was like the one person that I knew and trusted the most, and then they just stab you in the back like the hardest. And that's just really a precursor to what I have coming up on the No Zone podcast. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. Gonna be doing these pretty often, I would say, in between the Hey You Mad podcast. I mean, you'll probably still catch me on like Twitch or Kick like once a month just to pop on, just to have fun. I'm not really expecting anything from it, but gonna be really working towards making this podcast a lot of fun for you guys. Hopefully bring in some guests, maybe even debate some people. That's the one thing is that I've always been comfortable with debating even my enemies is that it's got to really let people get everything out there so it's not all this he said, she said bullshit behind closed doors. Let it all out on the air. Get it all out there for everybody. Gonna be hopefully doing some great sessions too. Like I said, with the otters coming up, we could talk about the rise of the otters, which would be part of the Bat Gang drama. And then obviously the fall of the otters from some of the Evil Esca drama that we talked about on the Hey You Mad podcast. The Butthole Cauldron, I think was my favorite nickname for him. Anyways, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Gonna be bringing in also Bud Tato, my right hand science man, and we'll do some smoke sessions and talk some pretty cool and amazing stuff with you guys. So just stay tuned for more content from your boy. He knows I may be a little bit far away from streaming now, but I think podcasting is really a great future and I look forward to making more of this content for you guys. Obviously, with the Hey You Mad podcast. If you haven't, check out Bowser on YouTube. That's Bowser with a zero for the O because that's what his haters are. And you guys are going to love the content. So look forward to it. Appreciate you guys tuning in. That is the story of the arch nemesis, MW Mods. Be careful who you let close to you in this game. You never know when it's going to come back to bite you.